Started from my senior thesis in marketing. It got to the manufacture of the sonotube. We started stocking the material immediately, and that grew very, very well, and very surprisingly well, in fact. So then eventually we actually started 2 more companies, one in Nebraska and one in Rock Island. And from there we really started to grow, and just kept going and going. There was nothing planned, it just one day to another, and here we are. We were actually leaders in a lot of new products, which had not been heard about. So styrofoam, for one, which was not a household word at that time, which was used in the construction industry for insulation.
The interesting thing about Stetson was that Roger had an innovation process where he continually brought on new products in the industry. Styrofoam being one, Formular, early things. He had those products, and he educated the construction industry of Des Moines about those products.
We had 2 disasters, which I would classify as major challenges. The first was a 5-alarm fire in Rock Island that totally burned our warehouse there that we started. The challenge was to keep them in business, and so we were feeding them product out of Des Moines until they could find a warehouse and get it restocked, and that was quite a challenge. The other one was the challenge of all challenges as far as I'm concerned, which was the flood of '93. That was not planned for, I can tell you. We ended up with, I think it was 16 feet of water at the deepest point in our warehouse, which ended up with about 4 feet of water on our first floor. And then of course the basement was totally full. The flood really almost stopped construction in the Des Moines area for about 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, when you don't have water, you don't have electricity and things like that, it's most difficult to be building anything. We were able to furnish almost all of our orders out of our other locations. Therefore, when construction started, I don't think we lost a single order because we didn't have it. We were able to keep going. We had most of our employees that were in the office and various homes working out of there. I think we had a crew of 10 or 12 in our house in Des Moines. Just that and all of the effort that the employees put into it managed to just pull us right straight through. Well, I think the day that it started flooding, we probably had half to 3/4 of our employees down at the office trying to get things out before it really flooded, because we didn't know what depth we were going to get into. We were able to get a lot of things on the first floor up to the second floor. But it was fortunate that we were able to move what we did move upstairs. And the next day, when it finally really flooded, we'd come to the work on and go by boat to the office. We had a meeting with people. My first statement with them is that I have absolutely no knowledge of what to do in a flood, and if any of you do, you're going to be the leader. They all listened and all started working to get things straightened around. The good thing was about that whole thing, nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, and that was my greatest fear. We were able to survive that and went ahead forward.
It was really impressive how everybody kind of jumped on board and made sure that we got back on our feet. Roger Stetson included. He was down here every day and wasn't shying away from anything difficult. And we had tons of curveballs thrown at us, and we responded to them all and got the place back up and running and the building repaired in pretty short order. But everybody that was employed at that time was more than willing to help out.
The employees were so loyal that they just stood in line waiting to help. And it kind of puts a lump in your throat every once in a while when you think about it. But, our employees are company-minded, honest. Their longevity with us is very, very great. We have 71 people that are 5 years or more with our company, and of that, 54 are over 10 years. So that speaks, I think, very, very well for our entire company.
When I first started, it was, it's the Stetson family, which after being here for a while, you realize it is really a family. There's things that's in the past 31 years that happened in my life that Roger is pretty lenient for me. My wife passed away about 10 years ago, and Roger and Marty and Don were pretty, let me come and go and do what I needed to do to take care of my family. Basically, as long as I got my work done and got my 40 hours in.
We do our best to provide a family type of atmosphere. We understand that families go through certain situations where someone may need to take some time off or leave early or whatever. We provide a good benefit package and a good retirement savings program, and we listen. Our doors are always open at upper management to work issues out. So I think we make it a comfortable place, but also a challenging place for people to work.
There's a job to do, but we're a family here, and we got your back. And if you're gone for whatever reason, we're going to help out and fill in where need be. And it shows. You go down the line, and we have employees that have been here 35 years, 30 years, 25 years, et cetera, et cetera. It's a great place to work.
You could just sit there and try and sell product and let them worry about how to do it, but we didn't do that. We did it the other way. It's much more costly to do it that way, but you also ended up with some very well-trained employees and in turn some very well-trained contractors, which became profitable for them. So I think you just have to be honest, forthright with your people, and that goes a long ways for longevity.
I think the reason that we've been successful is, number one, we've been around 60 years, so we've been doing something right, and I think taking care of the customer is probably the biggest thing the company can do. If you don't take care of your customers, they're not going to come back. So treat a customer like you'd want to be treated.
And we have the best employees in the business, and that's why we can do what we do. And we're a part of the community architecturally also.
It's what we've come to expect from Stetson. You continuously go above and beyond. And that's what our people appreciate about you. It's the responsiveness, it's the timeliness, it's the helping us solve problems every day. That, I guess the way we look at it is your people go above and beyond on a consistent basis, and it's what we've come to expect.
So our company motto is that we do the impossible on a regular basis. Miracles take a little longer. Stetson helps us fulfill our motto, because some of the first moves, once we get an assignment or I look at a project, I'm on the phone talking to our staff people at the order desk, talking to our people in the forming department or in the fab shop or whatever. Do you think it's possible to get this, we want to pour this over the weekend on a Saturday and it's Friday afternoon. Is it possible to do this? And no one ever tells me no. Everyone is the can-do attitude. We'll do our best for you and help you do your best for your customer. With that formula, you can't miss.
It's all about relationships and making good ones, and then supporting those that are part of it. And that's what Stetson Building Products has always been. I got that feeling from day one, and it's still there today.
All in all, Newman Brothers' relationship with Stetson is solid. Could we have gone elsewhere? Sure. Do we want to? No. Because it is easy. It's easy doing business with Stetson. A phone call and they will come. It's the serviceability, it's the people, it's the knowledge that they have brought to us. That's the value of Stetson's to us.
Well, I think for each segment they bring different value. For the three major players, the owner, the architect, the contractor, they have a different role, I think. it's probably a role that's really underappreciated and undervalued. But for the design community, I think they provide a service during design in the selection of the products, which is extremely important because as designers we can't possibly understand all of the parameters of a material or a product. So we need the suppliers and manufacturers there to help us make sure we have the right product for the right application. That's my expectation, that I will get a clear, honest answer from them and reliable information.
People talk about true entrepreneurs, and Roger Stetson is, and always has been. I mean, he started with very little and pickup truck and mainly the desire and the willingness to make this happen.
Marty and I purchased the company from Roger in 2003, and we've built upon what Roger established, and I would hope that whoever comes in behind me would continue with that same philosophy. So I see no end to the quality work that Stetson Building Products brings to the construction marketplace.
I wish I could tell you that it was brilliantly planned and we had a book made up of all the plays that we would need to do to be successful, but we've lost the book in the flood, I think. And I wasn't planning on being here for 60 years, but it's kind of nice.
On behalf of the other team members at SVPA, we want to wish you the very best and happiest 60th anniversary possible.
To thank Roger and Shirley Stetson both, because Shirley worked here too in the beginning, and several of the Stetson family, and to provide so many of us with the opportunity to provide a good living for ourselves and our families, and to help educate our children and provide all the things we do to the construction industry. It's hats off to Roger and Shirley Stetson for what they started back in 1955.
Great boss, thanks for hiring me, and what I told you 25 years ago has stood the test of time. I'm here for the long haul, and I want to thank you too for giving me the opportunity of ownership. That was awfully kind of you, and it certainly is very much appreciated.
Roger, thank you for helping Newman Brothers all the years that you have. It's I know the first generation didn't enjoy. You got to meet them a little bit, although they were just going out. The second generation you were intimately involved with. Hal, Gordon, Oscar, Charles. You were intimately involved with all those guys, and now you had the joy of dealing with the third generation. God bless you for putting up with us all for this many years. So even though we're 103 years old, since 60 of those years, we've been involved with you, and that's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship. Thank you for being part of that.